Good afternoon and welcome to Seneca High School for today's boys volleyball game. I'm Jackson Gruber here with Katie Gosker. What are your thoughts on the game, Katie?
I think it'll be interesting. Seneca's a brand new program. There's definitely a lot of rebuilding, but they are scrappy. And going against Cinnaminson, who's more established, I think it'll actually be a really good game today.
We'll be back shortly with the start of the game.
Today's game on LDTV Sports, sponsored by Deborah Heart and Lung Center. For care that's extraordinary, demanddeborah.org. Comegno Law Group, specializing in general and special education law, representing individuals, families, public boards of education, and independent schools. 888-313-IDEA or ComegnoLaw.com. Zallie's Fresh Kitchen Catering at ShopRite of Medford. For parties large and small, business and family, and more. Fresh ideas, fresh ingredients, fresh results. 855-ZFK menu or on the web at zalliesfreshkitchen.com. Dan Higgins Wood Flooring Warehouse, your hardwood flooring specialist since 1985. Flooring showroom located in Medford, New Jersey. On the web at danhiggins.com. Main Street Auto, automotive services you can count on for over 20 years. 856-985-4771. On the web at marltonmainstreetauto.com. The Law Office of Louis G. Guzzo, providing personal, compassionate service and round-the-clock availability. 856-795-0020 or guzzolawfirm@gmail.com. For more information on how your business can become a sponsor of LDTV Sports, contact Joe Malagrana, LDTV Underwriting Manager, at 609-268-2000, extension 868,000, or by email jmalagrana@lrhsd.org.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Seneca High School for today's volleyball game. Once again, I'm Jackson Gruber here with Katie Gosker. Now, Katie, the Seneca enters this game with a slow start, 3-8, as opposed to Cinnaminson 7-4. How do you think that'll impact us tonight?
It could impact us in a couple different ways. With being a new program, this is only our second year with the program, but first year with a varsity program. And when you go to the varsity level, you know, you're seeing different levels of ability. But again, Seneca's scrappy. I've seen them play earlier this season. They are definitely a comeback team. They've been down by almost 10 a couple games and come back and win a set or have gotten close to winning a set. So I think, again, it should be an interesting match today.
Yeah, Seneca is certainly not a team you can count out at any point in the match tonight.
Today's game on LDTV.
It's time now for the equitable keys to the game, providing millions of customers with life insurance, annuities, and other need-based products since 1859. Equitable. Together we'll build the right strategy for your future. Call it 732-452-7275. Now for Cinnaminson today, one of their focuses is going to be good defense.
A big part of a good defense is definitely the communication, calling out where that hit is coming from, and then reacting to that hit, and then having the rest of the team react to where that ball is going, especially the setter, because you want the center to get that second ball.
Now for Seneca, what they want is they want to minimize their own errors.
Again, it goes back to that, getting that first ball and getting a good clean pass to your setter. If you can get a good, nice high pass to your setter, then they're able to put it kind of anywhere on the court at that time.
Both teams tonight will want to maximize their quality serves.
A serve's really key. It keeps you from keeping the point and not giving it up. So what you want to do as a player is try to find a hole with the serve-receive side of the court or put it deep or even short too in some cases.
Yeah, you can never win a game without too many good quality serves. Looks as though we should be starting shortly here, Seneca. It's time now for the Jostens Sideline Report. Remember your year with a one-of-a-kind yearbook for your student. Yearbook and parent ads available online at jostens.com. Now over to Hannah Short.
Thank you so much, guys. Today's matchup is between 1-year-old Seneca Eagles boys volleyball program and 19-year-old Cinnaminson boys volleyball program. I was able to speak to the head coach of the Seneca Eagles, Coach Tom Zanakis, and I asked him how the first year with a varsity team is going, and he says it's been a great experience. Although the competition is stronger than they are, they have a great team chemistry and great team bonds. He actually told me that last night after the game, they all went to Raising Cane's to celebrate the game, and it just proves the team bond that's evident on this court, hopefully today. I was able to also speak to the head coach of Cinnaminson, who's been coaching all 19 years of the program's existence, and he told me today that he wants to see them play smart as they have a lot of important games this weekend and next week. Most of the team is seniors who've been playing since freshman year, and he says that one thing you can look for on the court today is a lot of times when the setter is unavailable to set, they all like to come in and set, and they all celebrate each other in that moment. We wish the best of luck to both of the teams, and back to the desk.
Thanks, Hannah. And after Seneca won the toss today, they will start out with the first serve. Quickly able to convert the first point off a mishandled spike.
Yeah, so that was actually a nice approach there. They were able to get a nice hit. Unfortunately, the block wasn't tight enough to the net, so it ricocheted and went out.
Now Cinnaminson serve. Seneca trying to handle it, and they're able to make the cover. They're Cinnaminson trying to start out, trying to set up something real back and forth rally here. Both sides able to connect on their shots, and Seneca able to block that spike.
Okay, so it looks like the ref blew the whistle too soon, so he's calling for a redo. So no one there actually gets the point. So Cinnaminson gets to serve again.
So we're back down to one apiece for each of these squads as Andrew Zemecki serves it. Now mishandled play there from Cinnaminson. Not the flashiest of points to score off, but Seneca able to convert it. All even at one a pop. Will Zanakis with the serve. Able to rocket one off as Cinnaminson popped the ball out of bounds.
So the key thing too is trying to get that second ball to your setter.
Zanakis again, this time able to convert, get an ace, and win Seneca the lead.
I believe it was actually just out, giving Cinnaminson the point.
Well, hopefully with this next serve, they can bring me over a new prescription.
There we go.
As Cinnaminson take their serve straight into the net.
Yes.
Next serve for Seneca will come from Alex Lawson as they hold a 3-2 advantage.
They're out again on that one.
Seneca there trying to get a couple aces, but just a bit too much power on them serves.
Yeah, they're just hitting that line, just past.
And now Cinnaminson return fire with another long serve as Joe Henske lines up for Seneca. Henske's serve is cleanly covered. Looks as though a miscue there by Cinnaminson. Able to keep the ball in play. A lot of darting around on the Cinnaminson side.
Good communication there by Seneca.
Another long rally, and that spike will go for Cinnaminson as Seneca are unable to wrestle it.
Yeah, that was a nice hit by Dolan as the middle hitter there. He had a good approach, and he found a nice hole in the back corner there.
This one for Cinnaminson will come from Timothy O'Connor with a jump serve. Seneca able to cleanly cover the first one.
Seneca's playing smart with a push.
Ooh, Seneca there. That set was just a little, or that bump was just a little short of the net there.
Yeah, that's tough to get for a setter, really anyone when it's tight to the net, and then confusion on should I play it or should I pass it.
O'Connor again. That one goes to the Seneca back line. Seneca going for a long one. That one's just a bit too long. Third serve in a row here for O'Connor, as Seneca are able to handle it cleanly.
Nice back hit by Xenakis there.
Looks as though number 7, O'Connor, was able to just get under that one, but no one else there was able to cover for them. Now, Rob Benzenhafer, ready to take the serve for Seneca. O'Connor's able to cover it cleanly. And looks as though number 8 for Cinnaminson, Jared Edwards, is able to cleanly drop that one over 2 people. Excuse me, number 8 for Cinnaminson is Mateus de Souza, not Jared Edwards.
It's a nice ace there by Benzenhofer.
That ace regains Seneca the advantage at 7-6. That short serve is covered by Cinnaminson. Cinnaminson there really struggled to get under that one, but they were just able to get it over. And that shot by Deswayze again is able to jam up Seneca at the net. Looks as though that was mishandled by number 17, Jude Lugiano. Deswayze's serve, handled by Seneca. Xenakis flying in, trying to tap it over.
It looked like it was out. It was the right idea, though. Instead of doing a big power hit, Xenakis decided to try to tip it right over the block, but unfortunately it just hit out.
Xenakis going for power this time, and that one's going to go straight into the back row of Cinnaminson.
Nice cross hit right to a hole in between 2 players.
This serve will go to the captain for Cinnaminson. Oh. The serve will go to number 17, Jude Lugiano of Seneca. Cinnaminson gets it back over in 2 as Seneca were able to tap it back over. Seneca puts a couple sets way up high. Xenakis' shot is not cleanly handled by Cinnaminson.
But a lot of times if you're out of rotation or your setter's not exactly where you want to do, you'll end up doing what's called a high outside set, giving your outside hitter time to get to the ball if they have to readjust their approach.
Lugiano takes his second serve, and that one, a lot of miscommunication there from Seneca trying to cover it, able to get it cleanly over. The spike there from Cinnaminson is able to play off of Seneca for the point. That spike coming from their captain, Nasir Page.
It's like another sub for Cinnaminson. And their libero now is subbing, or I'm sorry, serving. Unfortunately, that is out.
That serve took a hard path away from the court, nearly took out one of our cameras, but the equipment stays up. This one for Seneca is from the sophomore, John Bossman. Nasser Page goes for another one, and ooh, Seneca just can't get onto the dig.
Fortunately, the block looked like it was a little late, so they were going up, or they were coming down when the ball was just hitting tipping fingers and causing the ball to pop the way it was.
Andrew Zemicki with that serve. Covered cleanly by Seneca. Goes to lay it over. Cinnaminson taking that one on all kinds of passes. Page is unable to cover it in 3. This one over back to the power hitter, number 10, Will Zanakis. Zanakis trying to get some instruction.
Ooh, too hard.
Too much English on that one from Zanakis, as have gone with a couple of Seneca serves tonight. That's something that they wanted to cut back on earlier. Now the captain for Cinnaminson, Nasser Page with the serve. Goes into the front of the attacking area. Covered cleanly by Seneca. Little tap over by Cinnaminson. Seneca able to handle it. Cinnaminson darting around trying to cover. And they're able to get jammed at the net. Still bouncing for Cinnaminson. And that one's going to get blocked back again. And now we have a whistle.
Oh, it looks like a net call on Cinnaminson.
Yeah, and a long point like that, someone with a whole lot of congestion up at the net, someone's bound to do something awry.
That was very nice play by both teams. A lot of nice double blocks, too, by Seneca.
Now Alex Lawson for the Seneca serve with a 12-11 advantage. Cinnaminson going for the set. It's a real strong spike, and that one's going to
Right down
mess
the
up.
net. That's tough to block when it hits down the net. When you have your outside hitter, Benson Hoffner, he needs to drop back to try to play that line or that cross hit, but also needs to be quick enough to cover the net as well.
Now that serve from RJ Trampy. That's covered way into the sky. Looks like Seneca's going to be able to get a third one over, able to get it over with,
And scored on a free ball, too. Wow. So a lot of times if a team passes a ball over like that, it's called a free ball, which usually is high and relatively easy to receive. But it looks like Cinnaminson got caught off their toes.
Yeah, certainly not how Seneca drew that one up.
I'm sure it was in their plan the whole time.
Oh, of course it was. Now
Nice.
power hit from Zanakis, and that one's going to go into the bleachers. And that one is fouled into the bleachers by Mateus de Sueza, who looks as though he was able to control his collision.
Looks like Cinnaminson called a timeout, probably to regroup after that.
And now, right here, they're down 14 to 12 in the first match. Let's take a look at the replay, sponsored by Ivy Rehab Physical Therapy on the web at ivyrehab.com.
So right here, you see the passing's not really clear, or clean, I should say, but they were able to recover and a whole bunch of tips, but staying on your toes is really key, and both teams do this, and a lot of communication. Again, with balls being far back, you want to do high passes to get your setter under that ball, and it worked out for Seneca here. A lot of great blocks. Being aggressive at the net, too, is very key during all this as well.
And now Seneca has retaken the court. Cinnaminson still breaking up their conference. We restart play here with Joe Henske on the serve. And as said earlier, Seneca have a 2-point advantage, 14 to 12. And there's the whistle. That one bumped by Page.
So
Seneca trying to get under it. Ooh,
Nice
great
tip by Benson Hoffer right there.
Yeah, great play by Cinnaminson to keep that play alive.
Yes.
Spike there from Seneca, taken back immediately. Bump over there from John Bossman. Cinnaminson trying to play some trickery. Xenakis comes in with one, and that one's going to get blocked at the net. And they ran out of hits.
Both teams are definitely playing very aggressive on the defensive side.
Certainly, as O'Connor brings us in with a serve. Seneca get jammed at the net. Cinnaminson trying to recover.
Yeah, that would be 4 touches. So Cinnaminson never touched the block or touched the ball on the block, and then with Benzenhofer playing the ball twice, it's counted as 2 hits or 4 counts.
O'Connor with the serve, trying to even things back up at 14. Excuse me. It's already evened up at 14. As Seneca are ready to receive. Page there with the spike, went a little long, and Seneca's able to go for it. Xenakis' hit is recovered. Cinnaminson over with a bump. Seneca racing under, gets the light tap.
Nice.
And Dissuesa, who's been flying all over the court today, just barely fails to get under that one. Now Benzenhofer with the serve. Covered by Page. Set here from Cinnaminson. Takes it over the bump as Seneca is... Ooh. Xenakis there. Try to go in with all the power, but immediately stuffed by Cinnaminson at the net.
Yeah, Cinnaminson's definitely ready for that, coming up with a double block there.
Yeah, they've seen enough of Xenakis to know what his MO is at the net.
It was short serve by Benzenhofer. That was smart. They pulled back as he was going deep, so he cuts it short, catching Cinnaminson off on their sitting on their heels.
Benzenhofer again. This one's a little longer. Cleared it with some room to spare. Ooh. And that spike from Cinnaminson was not able to make it over from Joshua Lubin. Spike there, not able to be covered by Joe Henske. Made the dive as all of Seneca had shifted to the left and the ball came to the right.
That was a nice hit by number 5, D. Goods. He did a nice cross there and found the hole.
Cinnaminson here going to have to get a couple in a row here. Seneca creep ever closer to that 25. Oh, backwards hit there by Seneca to able to cover it after the miscue.
Oh, nice.
Barely able to get under that one.
So it looks like the call here, so with volleyball, if you are a back row player, you're not allowed to jump higher than the net when you're above that 10-foot line, and that's what the refs are saying that happened here.
Yeah, the infraction on Cinnaminson brings the score back over to Jude Lugiano of Seneca. Short serve, just a little too short, and things will go back to Cinnaminson.
I think he was looking for that hole that was up there in the front.
Number 6 here, Jared Edwards on the serve. Covered not very cleanly by Seneca. Xenakis tries to block it. Is able to get back some hits. Seneca get it over. Page going for the spike. They're able to recover, and a block there from number 2, John Bossman of Seneca. And Bossman will take the serve after he got that shot, and all his teammates were hyping him up.
A nice dig there by number 6, the libero. And another nice dig by our libero, number 32.
Xenakis tries to put one around the net as he was going out, but that one rode the net. Cinnaminson is still in a 3-point hole as Seneca's at the 20 mark. Cinnaminson now trying to, Page going for the spike. Seneca are able to get under it as Bossman sets it up. And Seneca bump it over. Quick hit coming in from Cinnaminson. Seneca unable to recover and nearly took out our equipment and the announcers this time. Another one here from Zemicki, who tosses that one way up into the sky. This time Bossman to get under it. Page sends that one over. Again to Zanacki, trying to put one around the net. He's able to convert. Page comes flying in, but he gets rejected. Able to keep things in play. And Cinnaminson are able to get it back over.
Nice little touch, too. Control is a key here.
Another one from Page. The number 32 of Seneca, Michael Stevens, is able to get under that one. Problem is he sent it only to the left and not forward.
Looks like Cinnaminson called another timeout. Hopefully Coach here can definitely talk to the boys and make a comeback. They're only one down.
It's time now. Let's take a look at the replay, sponsored by Ivy Rehab Physical Therapy on the web at ivyrehab.com.
So here we go, a great serve here, and everyone's under the ball, and there was definitely a lot of communication during this. But again, scrappiness is what's key here. And right there, both teams do what's called a roll, where they kind of hit it with the bottom of their palm, trying to find the hole. And then right here, number 10 gets the block, but again, the digging is key and what kept this ball alive during this whole play. And then Captain Page here came right across the court, causing a shank. So the way that ball was coming, Will didn't really have, it was hard to get under it because the way the ball kind of ricocheted off of his arms.
Conferences have concluded, and over on the Cinnaminson side, their conference came from Coach Spear, who's been with the program for 2 decades. Must have said something that worked out, because Cinnaminson has just even things at 20.
Zemecki with a great ace right there.
Comes in with a lot of power that time, takes that one into the net.
Looks like he was hungry for another ace.
Now on the other side is the other power hitter, number 10, Will Zanakis. That one comes in with a lot of steam on it, but Jared Edwards is able to handle it as Page hits the set over.
Nice block there.
Bossman sets it up, and Seneca able to float it over the Cinnaminson front line. Edwards able to get it over on that third and last bump. Another floater there from Seneca. As Cinnaminson get ready for the spike. That one is rejected.
Point on the block there. It's huge.
Seneca now up to 22 with Cinnaminson just cracking the 20 mark. Edwards yet again able to get under Zanakis' shot. Page able to hit it over, but that one's going to take a real whack deflection.
When that ball's rolling at you, coming at you with that type of roll, a key is dropping that inside shoulder, so the shoulder closest to the net. That way your angle can hopefully go back over the net, or at least pop it more up for a teammate to get under it. If you stay flat, that's when you usually get it shanked off your arms and out of bounds.
Referee gives the okay to resume play after Bossman trailed that one out the gym. Zanakis with the set. Cinnaminson able to get under it, just barely.
It's a nice push there by number 8.
Diving play there from Nasser Page. A whole lot of effort there as the ball flies straight into the Cinnaminson bench. This one coming from Alex Lawson, as Seneca's on the doorstep of winning the match. That one is rejected at the net.
Looks like it was 4 hits. So it looks like that block wasn't actually a block, but it just hit the net. Cinnaminson touched it, which gave it another a 4th hit, which is not allowed.
Now Lawson to serve for Seneca at set point. Edwards able to field it. Shot comes in floating.
Oh, nice dig there by Benzenhofer.
Yeah, great effort to keep things alive.
Ooh, is that touched? It was touched, unfortunately.
And by just the skin of his skin, Seneca is not winning this set yet.
But they could win it here too. So you need to win by 2. First to 25 and win by 2. So right now they're up by 3 and they need 1 point.
Yeah, Cinnaminson need to take these back 2 as Trampy sets us up again. Zanakis comes racing in. So that deflection's going to take the point for Cinnaminson. With our backs to the wall, Trampy lining up for another serve. That one a little shorter. Having trouble digging back.
Here comes a free ball. Give Seneca another chance to set it up.
Shot comes in long. And that one is out. And so we're now at a 24-24 tie. So
now it'll be the first team to 26.
Trampy with another serve. That one cleanly handled. Seneca sends a power one up there. Cinnaminson hit it over with a set.
Nice little tip over by the setter for Seneca.
Cinnaminson with a floater. This one's going to be a tough get over for Seneca, but they're able to convert with a bump. Cinnaminson with the spike, rejected at the net. Cinnaminson keep it going and get it over.
Nice pass there.
Seneca sends a flying one over. Now Cinnaminson hit one into the next county. Now Seneca yet again on set point. Critical serve here will come from Joe Hensky. Handled by Page. Cinnaminson's attack comes over. And Seneca rejected at the net, able to tap it right back over. As Cinnaminson are dancing around, and that will do it. Seneca takes the first set by a score of 26-24. That last point, Page had a shot attempting to get it over, but sent it straight into about the center of the net.
So now the team will have 3 minutes to kind of talk if they want to make any changes to their lineups. This isn't the first time that Seneca's kind of had to go past 25, actually. I worked a game last week, and they went to 26.
Yeah, Seneca team that does not give up and has the wherewithal to stay in it no matter what, and that's what you need to see from a team in their second year.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Cinnaminson, you have a very experienced team, as Hannah was telling us over earlier. A lot of seniors who've been starting there since they were freshmen. They're the favorite. They come in with the advantage. But Seneca able to stay in things and able to take that first set. We'll be back shortly with the second set.
Today's game on LDTV Sports, sponsored by Deborah Heart and Lung Center. For care that's extraordinary, demanddeborah.org. Comegno Law Group, specializing in general and special education law, representing individuals, families, public boards of education, and independent schools. 888-313-IDEA or ComegnoLaw.com. Zallie's Fresh Kitchen Catering at ShopRite of Medford. For parties large and small, business and family, and more. Fresh ideas, fresh ingredients, fresh results. 855-ZFK menu or on the web at zalliesfreshkitchen.com. Dan Higgins Wood Flooring Warehouse, your hardwood flooring specialist since 1985. Flooring showroom located in Medford, New Jersey. On the web at danhiggins.com. Main Street Auto, automotive services you can count on for over 20 years. 856-985-4771. On the web at marltonmainstreetauto.com. The Law Office of Louis G. Guzzo, providing personal, compassionate service and round-the-clock availability. 856-795-0020 or guzzolawfirm@gmail.com. For more information on how your business can become a sponsor of LDTV Sports, contact Joe Malagrana, LDTV Underwriting Manager, at 609-268-2000, extension 868,000, or by email jmalagrana@lrhsd.org.
Now set 2 just about to get underway here as Seneca took the first set. Cinnaminson there, as they were taking their conferences. Cinnaminson spoke a little less time than Seneca did. What do you make of that?
With an experienced coach, I'm sure he kind of cuts right to the point. With a newer program, it might be more explaining, especially with students or players that have only been playing for a year or two. So you might have to say a little bit more, but this game's definitely not over.
Yeah, especially with Cinnaminson, every point is playable, and that one's theirs. Andrew Zemicki on the serve as we start up the second set. Able to take a second one as Seneca's number 32, Michael Stevens, is unable to handle that one. Zemicki comes in with a high toss, able to send that one into the net.
Yeah, with a jump serve, it's tough. If you don't time it right or you don't toss the ball high enough, your serve usually goes right into the net.
Here with Bossman, that has the same result, very different start though. Now back over to Cinnaminson, who's captain. Nasser Page is taking the serve. Now Seneca sending that one into the ceiling, trying to cover it as Xenakis runs into the bleachers.
It's like Cinnaminson is subbing.
Number 23, Navin Angara comes out. Coming onto the court is number 8, Mateus Dusueza. Seneca here, some miscommunication there. Eller and Cinnaminson, another point as they jump out to an early 5-1 lead.
It's key to get a nice clean set for any of your hitters, but it's tough when you're on a moving set like that.
This one converted by Seneca as Cinnaminson eye up the shot. Dusueza sends one into the back wall as Seneca earned back the serve. Xenakis, the new server, going for a jump serve.
Nice hard serve.
Page able to get under it and start things back up for Seneca. Or for Cinnaminson, that one blocked by Seneca. But the block takes that
Looks like
into
they're
the bench.
calling it out, yeah. Looks like the block was out. So point goes to Cinnaminson there.
Yeah, strong start for Cinnaminson here, or take the early 6-2 advantage. Whatever Coach Spear said in their conference, it must have paid off.
So the refs called there a double hit. Players can only touch the ball once, and sometimes too when you're setting, if your hands are not exactly where they need to be, it'll give a double touch on the ball, giving the ball a weird spin.
Xenakis with a power shot, that one lands in.
A nice hole in the back that Xenakis found there.
Took a moment there for O'Connor of Cinnaminson to recover that one as the ball tried to roll into the locker rooms. Now Lawson with the serve. It's a whole lot of power on that one. Spike comes from Cinnaminson. That one goes about a foot long.
Oh, the ref is actually calling a tip there, so the point goes to Cinnaminson. So one of the Seneca players, I couldn't really tell who. One of them must have just gotten just a finger on it. So technically they touched it, giving the point to Cinnaminson.
O'Connor again, that one handled cleanly. Seneca with a shot. That one goes long.
Seneca's looking for the touch there, but they're not giving it to him. Point for Cinnaminson.
Cinnaminson now up to 9 with Seneca still on 3. So Connor's serve comes in and handled by Stevens. Zanakis running up, gets the power shot on, and that one's going to bounce off.
Yeah, that one's a tough one to get. It kind of drops the last second, and as you're trying to dig it, you know, you kind of hesitate. Do I go for the set? Do I go for the dig?
Henske on the serve there. Cinnaminson going for the little lazy tap.
It's a nice little touch. Unfortunately, it looks like number 20 touched the net, Bensonhofer.
Advantage goes back over to Cinnaminson with the sways on the serve. That one a little shaky on the handling from Henske, but he's able to get it over. Little lazy tip there. Ooh, and some miscommunication from Seneca.
So it looks like Cinnaminson's kind of changing up their game. Instead of going for those big power hits that they were doing in the first set, they're changing to do more tips. And the goal is to do it right over the block.
Yeah, it's certainly paid off for them so far as Page nearly wins a point off of one. But Seneca able to recover. Here goes for the spike. That one nearly kept alive there by Luciano of Seneca, but the umpire rules we had some floor action.
It's like Seneca's calling their first time out.
And for Seneca, certainly not a bad time to have one. We're down, but
Let's replay this up.
And now, replay sponsored by Ivy Rehab Physical Therapy on the web at ivyrehab.com.
So I believe we're looking at Will Zanakis' his back spike. So this is key. He's really good at this. It's kind of his go-to move. When you're a back row hitter like that, you can be very, very threatening as a player. And I know Seneca is definitely taking this to their advantage. They've seen this used. I've seen them use this a lot in multiple games. Will does a great job with kind of keeping his composure and keeping it clean, and he does a great job with it.
Yeah, Seneca certainly turned his Zanakis off, and who's had so far this year nearly half of the team's attacks. This time we are getting a little bit of a longer speech from Cinnaminson's Greer. Looks as though this time Tom Zanakis, the head coach for Seneca, was the one who was able to get his message out a little quicker. Dissuades it a restart. Serve had some mustard on it. And Seneca able to get it over with the bump.
So it's tricky when you have a setter who can jump set, because you never know if they're going to actually set the ball or if it's going to be a simple tip over. So Cinnaminson definitely using that to their advantage.
This way's again. Stevens barely able to get under it, but that one's going to go wide. Seems Seneca was thinking they'd be getting in on the end of a set there from Stevens. Unfortunately, it went on the other side of the court. Seneca sends it over with a little bump.
Yeah.
Page coming in for the fire shot.
Oh, nice block.
That one's going to get blocked.
And they're calling that out.
Ooh, tough there for Seneca. Cinnaminson lead grows to 11 as Desueza retrieves the ball.
Looks like there was some miscommunication there.
Yeah, it looked as though Xenakis was waiting for Stevens to go for the set, and Stevens was doing the same for Xenakis. Stevens now coming out, being replaced by Alex Lawson.
Nice pass there.
Lawson immediately able to get into the game. Fire shot there from Cinnaminson. Some tough shots there from Seneca to keep things going, but that tip over from Cinnaminson is going to win them the point.
Nice play there by Josh. He was definitely being aggressive at the net, number 25 for Cinnaminson, and he read it perfectly. There was a hole right there on the side, and he just rolled the ball right down the net.
That serve there from Desweza toss nearly hit the basketball net, which is currently placed up, which does not lead to a very successful serve.
Yeah, but it looked like his approach to the serve was a little off, and I think that's what threw him off.
Now
Nice.
Cinnaminson going for the tip.
That was a nice back set right there to the opposite hitter.
Edwards now on the serve after winning back the advantage for Cinnaminson. The serve is handled by Stevens, who re-enters the game. Ooh, and a miss hit there from Lugiano.
Yeah, it's tough when you don't get that first pass high enough to continue getting that pass high enough to get it, to be able to hit it. It's hard to recover for something like that.
Stevens able to get under that one. Nearly sent it over the net. Cinnaminson trying to get under it, and Page is able to set it over. Whole lot of miscommunication there from Seneca as both Bossman and Lugiano went for the same ball.
Yeah, it's really key that we try to get the second ball to your setter, but communication, again, like you said, is key.
Page and Bossman both went up there. The official gives it to Cinnaminson. Now Cinnaminson running away with this set. 21-5 advantage. As that serve
They're calling
falls.
that in. Yeah, they're calling that an ace there.
You can see frustration brewing on the green side of the court with Stevens and Hensky miscommunicating. Another serve from Edwards. And that one was mishandled by Seneca as the ball nearly came into, took out our equipment and our monitor, which thank you to John Bossman Seneca for taking care of that for us. Edwards another serve, this one just a hair long.
Yeah. So hopefully this Seneca can kind of regroup now that they have the serve, have the sense of control.
Now Lugiano hoping to begin Seneca's reprieve.
And they are a comeback team.
Certainly, Seneca, they might be down 17, but not a team you can count out.
It was a great dig there by Seneca's libero, number 20.
Page coming in hot, and Stevens sends that one into the stands. Now Andrew Zemecki of Cinnaminson with a shot to close off this set. So far it's been a quick one with Cinnaminson racing out to a huge lead. Lugiano was able to get under it. Bossman
And played it well. It was tight to the net instead of trying to set it.
And that one will give the set to Cinnaminson. Yet more miscommunications from that Seneca back line.
Looks like we will be going to a third set since Cinnaminson took that second set from Seneca. So it's still anyone's game. Third set will be played to 25, need to win by 2. So hopefully it'll be another battle like the first set.
And while things in the third set will start out at 0-0, it certainly seems as though Cinnaminson coming in a little hotter and Seneca coming in a little more frustrated.
At this point, as a coach, you want to try to calm your team down, especially if they're, frustrated with themselves at the way that they were playing. You want to calm them down, get them to refocus and kind of focus on, what did we do the first set versus what did we do in the second set, and go from there.
Yeah, the switch from Cinnaminson to switch away from more power shots and going for more tips certainly came in handy for them, and Seneca are going to have to either find out a way to neutralize that or find something new that are able to counteract that.
We're going to do a replay.
Let's take a look at the
It's going
replays.
to be the last
Sponsored by Ivy Rehab Physical Therapy on the web at ivyrehab.com.
So here we go. This is the last point of the match, of the set. And it was a great idea by the Seneca setter, just kind of tip it. It was tight to the net, but Cinnaminson was able to play it. And again, those passes, they're so key. But being off foot, trying to do what's best, and then communication is key in any sport, but especially volleyball. You have 6 players in such a small area that you need to be communicating constantly on the court, so we don't let what's called the campfires happen, where everyone's kind of watching the ball hit the ground.
After the second set, first one taken by Seneca, 26-24. Cinnaminson were able to take the second one 25-6, and folks, we're starting off fresh for this third one. All the enchiladas ride on this one, as the Cinnaminson Pirates are facing off against the Seneca Golden Eagles.
Now I want tacos. Sounds like Cinnaminson's hype for this last set.
Yeah, their war cries came in a little louder than the Senecas.
I don't know. That Seneca, wow. They're ready.
They're ready. Looks as though they're hoping that they're recovered from that last set with the frustration and miscommunications at the end, because we got a whole new ball game.
The third set's always the most stressful, but the most fun, because it literally could go any way. You know, if both teams are coming in hyped and ready to go, it could be another battle, you know, point for point. Refs checking the lineup to make sure everyone's in the correct spots for serve and serve receive. And then once he checks the lineup, the libero can step onto the court, which is the player in the opposite color.
Now Bossman will start things off for Seneca. Edwards able to start things off.
Looks like Seneca's ready for those tips. Oh, unfortunately, Bossman got called with a double touch there.
Now Cinnaminson start this set with a 1-0 advantage. Double hit, certainly not how Seneca wanted to start things off. Still a whole lot of volleyball to be played.
Nice pass there by Xenakis.
That set's going over. Xenakis with the bump. Hensky able to hit it over.
Ooh, right idea. That was a great spot by Hensky. He kind of hit the seam, so 2 of the Cinnaminson players went after it, but because of the lack of communication, it leaves a hole in the front, and that's exactly where the ball went, giving the point to Cinnaminson. I'm sorry, giving the point to Seneca.
Now Xenakis coming in with his fire serve. Handled by Page. And Page going for it again. Able to hit it over. Xenakis able to get under that one.
Ooh, duel.
Stuff at the net. Seneca still going. Edwards under for Cinnaminson. O'Connor sends it back over as Xenakis is able to dive under it. Page
Nice.
going up for it with a tip. Now Bossman setting it up for Benzenhofer, who gets stuffed.
That call there. Refs, yeah, they're calling that a carry. So you can block and touch the ball. Like you can go for the block and touch, but you cannot have your palms open and literally lift the ball up, and that's exactly what just happened, giving Seneca a point.
Now Seneca with their first lead since the first set. As Benzenhofer's serve is unreturned by Cinnaminson.
And that'll be an ace for Xenakis.
Oh, excuse me, Xenakis. Xenakis' serve coming in hot. Great dig by Cinnaminson. O'Connor sets it back over. Zanakis on the bump as Benzenhofer sends it back over.
It was a quick set, so that's tough to block. With a quick set, especially with your middle hitter, the setter will set the ball, and as they're setting the ball, your middle hitter's coming in, hitting a 1 ball, and they're literally hitting it almost directly out of the setter's hands.
Page on the serve. Zanakis under it, and Zanakis able to finish that off. Seneca unable to get under that one as Bossman tried to go for one that was just a little too high.
Looks like Trumpet there did find the hole. A simple little hit, nothing too crazy, nothing too hard, but found that hole in the back corner there.
Page on his second serve with us knotted at 3. Bossman with the set for Zanakis, who sends one.
Oh, and they're calling a touch on that. The ref's asking the line judge, Cinnaminson line judge, to come over because he's calling a touch on that ball. Zanakis had a huge hit from the back row, and it went out, but the line judge is calling a touch.
Dejected faces on the Seneca side as they can't believe the decision. The referee now coming down from his stand to conference with the lineman.
And the final call's coming in. Looks like there's a point for Seneca.
Now Seneca's dejectedness rings itself true as Alex Lawson readies himself for the serve. That one handled by Edwards. O'Connor sends it back over.
Oh, and they're calling it in. Nice opposite hit, cross court.
Trampier getting ready to serve. Hoping to compound the momentum from that last point. Stevens back in the game with the bump. Then Rafa sends one over. Some awkward communication there from Cinnaminson as Bossman sends it over. O'Connor tried to get it over with, but not able to connect.
Yeah, that pass from Page was tight to the net, making it difficult to do a clean set. And unfortunately, Cinnaminson wasn't able to recover and hit it over.
Henske shot now covered by Page, sends one up into the rafters. O'Connor able to send it back over. Bossman sets it for Zanakis, who sends one straight into the net. That one went over. Looks as though that was
It was a block. Yeah, a block, but unfortunately went down on Cinnamin's side, so giving Seneca a point here.
Henske with another serve. Miscommunication sends that one into the Cinnaminson bench.
Looks like Cinnaminson's calling a timeout.
Certainly deserved the Seneca gets on their first momentum in a good while with a 3-point advantage at 7-4. Time now for another replay. This one sponsored by Ivy Rehab Physical Therapy on the web at ivyrehab.com.
So yeah, this set, it seems like Cinnaminson is taking advantage more of using their opposite hitter. And right there you see Zanakis with a huge hit, tipping the net, which is allowed, and the block just missing it, causing it, the 7-4 lead for Seneca.
Coaches have concluded their speech as Coach Zanakis impatiently struts the sideline. Henske readying himself. The official gives a signal. And O'Connor sends one long. Now again for Henske.
Nice back pass there. Oh, and unfortunately, Seneca blocked it and it went out of bounds. So Cinnaminson now has the serve.
Luciano's touch fell just a bit wide there. Now O'Connor sends one over. Stevens under it. Sets it up for Luciano. It's tipped by Cinnaminson. That one's going way back. Page has to get a lot on that one. They're able to get it over. Bossman swings that one over. Caught Cinnaminson waiting.
Looks like they're calling it out. Seneca is not happy with that call. They're calling it in. However, the line judge is calling it out.
Yeah, a little confusion there as Cinnaminson immediately rocketed the ball over the Seneca side, but O'Connor will serve again. Stevens starts things off. Luciano tries to send one.
That was a great play there. Great pass, great set, and a nice hit. Snap of the wrist, finding that hole. Picture perfect.
Now Benzenhofer readying himself. No jump on that serve as Cinnaminson try and set it up. Desways is able to get it over.
Nice dig there by Benzenhofer to keep that ball alive.
Desways goes for another one, gets it in. Bossman setting up for Luciano, tries to tip it over. Edwards able to keep things collected. Desways again, rejected at the net.
Nice block there by
Luciano.
Yes, thank you. It's tough. Being that middle, you are up and down that net. You got to be at every block, and he's getting there. A lot of hustle for a middle hitter.
Now Navanangara coming in back into the game. We'll start off with the serve. Jump serve goes just a hair long.
It's deep.
Now Seneca crossing into double digits as Luciano gets ready to serve. Page gets under it. Edwards got to hit it over. Converts with the bump. Bossman sets that for...
Nice. Lawson did a nice job there. He got nice and high on that ball, was able to come almost straight down on it.
Get another serve here for Luciano. That serve, a little communication error there for Cinnaminson as Page is able to recover. Bossman with the set there. Seneca able to touch it over. Edwards sends one up into the rafters. Lawson able to tip it back down.
Taking full advantage of that tip. It almost seems like whichever team is the aggressive team during the set will definitely win that set. And Seneca's proving that right now.
Seneca's starting to build a little lead for themselves there. As that deflection by Luciano sends that one into the stands.
Lubin with a great middle hit there. Again, aggressive. I think that's going to be the key to win this set is which team out there is going to be the most aggressive team.
Yeah, Edwards trying to stop this Seneca lead from building. Down 12-8. Stevens under it. Xenakis readies up a power shot. And Cinnaminson unable to connect on the second shot. This serve here coming from John Bossman. Serve handled by Edwards. Page comes up ready. Henske's deflection sends that one into the official stand.
Page was a great approach on that.
This one coming from Andrew Zemicki. That serve, little trouble there from Luciano covering it. Henske sends it over.
With a free ball.
Page coming in hot again. Stevens nearly got to it.
Paige does a really nice job with reading the court and trying to find those holes that Seneca has. And also keeping Seneca on their toes. Is he going to hit hard or is he going to tip it over the block?
Yeah, no wonder why Coach Spear made him his captain. So coming from Lawson, able to hit it over the front line. Page again, taps it over. Zanakis with the bump. Henske unable to recover. Tried to hit it, one hand just a little lower than he thought it would be.
Yeah, it was tough on that one because he was also going for the ball along with Zanakis, and then he was caught off in his heels. Wasn't able to get to a good position to hit that ball.
Now the stuff there from Page. Henske able to cover for Seneca. Page yet again with a hit over. Zanakis with the bump, sets up for Henske.
A lot of communication on Seneca and Cinnaminson side right now.
Oh, lazy
Nice
little
hit.
tap there for Cinnaminson. Now
Back set and a
O'Connor.
tip. Yeah, nice quick back set from Cinnaminson setter. Giving a chance for the Cinnaminson's opposite hitter to just to tip it over, right over that block.
Cinnaminson brought themselves back within one as Stevens sets us up. Henske sends one long.
Yeah, when you get a set far off the net, it's kind of hard because as a hitter, you know, you want to snap your wrist, but if you snap too much, it'll drop too close to the net or on your side of the ball, on side of the court.
Luciano takes one that looked like it was going long. Lawson able to get it over. Page coming in hot. Luciano able to get under it. Now Lawson with the touch. Page able to convert a wild set there for Cinnaminson. Seneca sends one slamming straight into Edwards.
What helps Seneca there is the height that he got on that ball. He was able to get almost right on top of it and with a nice hard snap of the wrist, drive that ball right to the ground.
Now Zanakis on the serve. Sends one in hot. Cinnaminson able to get under it as O'Connor comes up. Zanakis able to keep things going. Now he's going up. That one's just going to hit the top of the net and drop down.
Tied at 14. Looks like Cinnaminson subbing.
Now Desueza comes back into the game for Angara. And now Page on the serve. That one covered by Zanakis. Zanakis up again. Goes for a little lazy tap. And caught Cinnaminson jumping.
Found that hole.
Found the one place that Cinnaminson wasn't and put it right there. Now Lawson on the serve as Seneca are up 15-14 and a close one. O'Connor sends one in hot. Zanakis was able to keep it going, but just not the greatest of pass to play off.
Yeah, that ball was almost coming right at Zanakis' head, so he had a drop step for it, but it wasn't able to get there quite fast enough and did kind of an awkward pass. Happens.
Yeah, Henske unable to convert it from the chest. That serve by Cinnaminson, the Seneca recovery sent that one into the bleachers. Another serve here for RJ Trampy.
Oh, tight to the net, and Cinnaminson definitely took advantage of that. Desueza with that point.
Yeah, a little miscommunication there with Stevens' bump went right onto the net, and Seneca unsure how to play it, and Cinnaminson able to take advantage. Sueza with an RJ Trampy with a serve. And yet again, Seneca unable to rile it off the initial bounce. After that bad deflection by Stevens, he's being subbed out for Alex Lawson. Trampy having a little trouble holding the ball correctly. Now the serve comes in for Henske. Takes a really awkward deflection. Bossman able to keep it alive as Lawson bumps a long one over. Now O'Connor racing in. Some really awkward deflections here by Seneca, but Bossman's able to hit the bump over. Here comes Page, sends one in hot. Xenakis able to hit one. Bossman keeping it alive. And Henske sends a bump long over the net. Dissueza coming in.
Short little tip, in or out. Oh, and they're calling that out. Point for Seneca.
And after a point where Seneca was diving every which way, up, down, left, right, forwards, backwards, they take the point. Now Henske on the serve. Handled by Page. O'Connor on the jump. That one's deflected back to Cinnaminson.
Deep push there. Trying to find that hole in that back corner. So Seneca's ready for it.
Benzenhofer with a high bump. This one coming in.
Again with the one ball there.
And a real clean spike there from Joshua Lubin.
Again, that quick set, and Lubin's already on his way to the net. So before, basically right when that ball leaves the setter's hands, he's ready to hit it.
O'Connor off the serve, a little awkward coverage by Henske. And Bossman got a little tied up there with the net.
Looks like Seneca called their second timeout.
And while we have a little bit of time here, we'd like to thank our crew here for LDTV covering the game. As was said earlier, I'm Jackson Gruber here with Katie Gosker on the call. Our sideline reporter is Hannah Short. Option 2 has been Max Han, Victoria Bowler, Rachel Lawrence, Ryan Antonoff, and our crew has been Jeff Price and Matthew Sausdorf. The next game that LDTV will be covering will be another game here at Seneca, a varsity boys lacrosse game between the Cherokee Chiefs and the Seneca Golden Eagles. Those two squads faced off the other day in girls lacrosse, with Cherokee taking a handy victory. Actually, that game was on Tuesday, and Cherokee took a handy victory. Now it looks as though our conferences are just concluding. We will restart play with Cinnaminson on a 20-16 advantage as we near closer to the end of this final set. O'Connor will restart with the ball. His serve, a rushing recovery by Lawson, who's able to get under that. Here comes Dissueza to set one up, and the deflection by Seneca is able to keep them from getting under it.
Yeah, Coach Nakas there is telling them to push up on those hits to try to cover that hole right behind the block.
O'Connor again. This one going real deep. Lawson under it. Xenakis comes up. Looks as though that one is out. Things starting to become crunch time here for Seneca, down 22-16. We need to score 8 in the time that Cinnaminson score 3. One-handed hit there from Benzenhofer. Xenakis is able to get over with a bump.
Tight to the net there. Nice save there by Xenakis.
Comes in hot again. That one's long yet again.
Ref's calling out. Xenakis was looking for the touch there, but ref's calling it out. Looks like another timeout there by Coach Xenakis.
Yeah, called a timeout about 5 points ago, but with your backs to the wall, you certainly need to figure something out, because right now, with the way they're playing, it looks as though Cinnaminson might take this.
Yeah, here comes a replay of Cinnaminson's 21st.
Let's take a look at this replay of Cinnaminson's 23rd point, sponsored by 21st point, sponsored by Ivy Rehab Physical Therapy, on the web at ivyrehab.com.
So here, that was a great bump over there. And just the setup, Cinnaminson composed, they're taking their time, they're looking for, and then again, the block, ideally you want to hit through the block, and that's exactly what Cinnaminson did right there. And with that, the ball drops right behind the block, and if your back row's set too far back, they're not able to get there on time.
Benzenhofer and Lubin lead their teams back onto the court, as Cinnaminson hold a 23-16 edge on Seneca. O'Connor with the serve, covered by Lawson. Bossman sets up for Xenakis. This one lands in. Page unable to handle it.
Cinnaminson is starting to step back a little bit because of Xenakis' hard hits, and he played it smart. He dropped it right in the middle of the court where there was a big hole.
Benzenoff on the serve. He's going to have to get a couple here if Seneca want to stay in this one. This one fielded by Edwards. Now to Sueza with the tap over. Lawson able to just get under it. Page coming in hot on this one. And that one looks as though it's just going to go
Outer.
Looks as though it's going just out.
Looks like it was a little confusion with the line judges, but the refs did call that out, giving the point to Seneca. Again, Seneca has been the comeback team this year.
As the lead shrinks to 5, Benzenhofer takes another serve. Edwards setting it up.
Nice little tip over, but Benzenhofer able to recover that.
Xenakis going for one, and that one's going to trap up Cinnaminson at the net. Andrews and Mecki there unable to handle it as Seneca win another point. They serve a little shorter. This way is under it. Looks as though Lubin is able to get the backwards bump on it, but that one goes just wide.
Lawson letting the world know that it was out. He didn't want any of his teammates touching that ball.
As the game gets tenser, as number 20 serves with Seneca on 20. This one coming in for DeSueza. Gets the low tap in. Lawson able to slide under it.
Huge dig right there by Lawson.
Lubin able to spin that one off the net, and that one's going to fall for Cinnaminson, who have game point. Now Stevens re-enters the game with Seneca having their backs to the wall. Lawson, looks as though Lawson is exiting. Angar with the critical serve. That one's going to be covered by Hensky. Looks as though there's going to be a power off the net. Hence, Xenakis sends it over. Zemecki sets for Page, who sends one in hot, and that one will do it. And the captain, Nasir Page for Cinnaminson, able to close things out by a score of 25-20, taking the third set.
That was a great game by both games and a fantastic third set there.
Yeah, just when you think Seneca is out of it, they start pulling together a comeback. But Cinnaminson able to defuse it at the last. As the coaches shake hand after a great game, Katie, what are your thoughts on why Cinnaminson was the team that escaped with a W and not Seneca?
I think with having just more time on the court is key. I believe Will Xenakis is really the only player who plays outside of Seneca volleyball. And a lot of the Seneca players have only been playing for 1, maybe 2 years, whereas a lot of the Cinnaminson players have been playing since they've been freshmen. So I think that has a lot to do with how they came out with the win, but it was not an easy win. You know, the second set was a big win for Cinnaminson with a 25-6 win, but 25-20 to a first-year varsity team, I don't know.
Yeah, the fresh young program for Seneca should be exciting, but today they fall to Cinnaminson 2-1. We're back shortly with the player and play of the game.
Today's game on LDTV Sports, sponsored by Deborah Heart and Lung Center. For care that's extraordinary, demanddeborah.org. Comegno Law Group, specializing in general and special education law, representing individuals, families, public boards of education, and independent schools. 888-313-IDEA or ComegnoLaw.com. Zallie's Fresh Kitchen Catering at ShopRite of Medford. For parties large and small, business and family, and more. Fresh ideas, fresh ingredients, fresh results. 855-ZFK-MENU or on the web at zalliesfreshkitchen.com. Dan Higgins Wood Flooring Warehouse, your hardwood flooring specialist since 1985. Flooring showroom located in Medford, New Jersey. On the web at danhiggins.com. Main Street Auto. Automotive services you can count on for over 20 years. 856-985-4771. On the web at marltonmainstreetauto.com. The Law Office of Louis G. Guzzo, providing personal, compassionate service and round-the-clock availability. 856-795-0020 or guzzolawfirm@gmail.com. For more information on how your business can become a sponsor of LDTV Sports, contact Joe Malagrana, LDTV Underwriting Manager, at 609-268-2000, extension 868,000, or by email jmalagrana@lrhsd.org.
It's time now for the Equitable Player of the Game, providing millions of customers with life insurance, annuities, and other need-based products since 1859. Equitable. Together we'll build the right strategy for your future. Call at 732-452-7275. Now let's hear from Hannah, standing by for the interview.
I'm here with Nasir Page, our player of the game from the Cinnaminson Pirates. Paige, can you tell me a little bit about how you guys felt? You guys were down that first set and then you came back. Talk to me a little bit about that emotion during the game.
So at first, we thought, we came in thinking that we were going to win easily. Seneca is really a good team, so we underestimated them. Our coach talked to us big time after the first set, and he just told us to play our game, we weren't playing our game that first set, came off with the loss, and then we bounced back and took 2 sets out of them. So I feel like then our emotions got higher, and we just dominated.
Yeah, I appreciate that honesty there. You guys definitely turned it around in that second set. What are the improvements you're looking to see as you move into the next important games this week?
Our chemistry, I feel like we don't talk as much off the court, which we need to do. I feel like if you get our chemistry off the court, we can get better chemistry on the court. So I feel like just team bonding and, trying new things and stuff off and on the court.
We wish you the best of luck for the rest of the season, and what are your plans after graduating high school?
I plan to, my major is forensic science, so I'm looking forward to that major. And then I plan to go across the sea, go at the United Kingdom and play volleyball there. So that's my goal in the fall, and that's it.
Well, we wish you the best of luck with that, and thank you so much again.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
It's time now to take a look at the Allstate Good Hands Play of the Game, sponsored by Michael McDyer, CLTC. Call it 609-654.
So here we have Seneca. All right, so here, great setup for Cinnaminson. It looks like one of the long volleys that they had going on, and a lot of back and forth. And again, communication is really key. Both teams were actually talking a lot during this play. And there it is, Paige with that back hit, but Seneca able to dig it up. And the hustle that both teams had during this play was incredible. There you go with a nice little tip just outside, just behind that. It was a a lot of great volleys this game.
And that'll do it here from Seneca High School as Cinnaminson take the first and third sets over the Seneca Golden Eagles. I've been Jackson Gruber here with Katie Gosker. We'll see you next time.